Hello, everybody. Today I am talking about this very important concept in Vedic astrology, which is called Vargotama. This is Komela Sutton, and I'm going to explain to you about Vargotama and how to understand it and use it also in your Rashi chart as well as in transits. So the concept of Vargotama that we use a lot in Vedic astrology, the meaning is this Varga Uttama. So it divides into two parts. Varga means division and Uttama means best or highest. And this is specifically referred to when a planet is in the same Rashi and Navamsha. So Navamsha is the ninth divisional chart, which is regarded as the foundation of Vedic astrology. I make a separate tutorial about Navamsha, but if you are following this channel, Vedic astrology channel, you would already know what Navamsha is. But the thing about Vargotama is that when planets are in Vargotama, they are considered in a very powerful position. Now, of course, people say, what about if a planet is debilitated, say Saturn in Aries, in Rashi and Navamsha? It is Vargotama, but then it is debilitated. How will we deal with that? Yes, that's true. A debilitated planet will still have its nature of debilitation, but it still has a certain power, because what the Vargotama is really saying is that what I'm outside, I'm inside. I'm not hiding anything. I am what I'm expressing outside, I'm also expressing inside. So therefore, I have a solid foundation of the quality of what I'm expressing. Of course, in Jyotish, we will study all kinds of things, because there are the five types of dignities, friends, enemies, great friend, great enemy. So a planet can be in any one of these positions, but because he is Vargotama, he gets an extra power there. So what is the places where Vargotama takes place? So it is 0 to 3 degrees 20 of the Chara Rashis or cardinal signs. 1320 to 1640 of Sthira Rashis, fixed signs, and 2640 to 30 degrees of Dvisvabhava Rashis or mutable signs. Now, one of the things you'll see is that there's a long Vargotama that is taking place between Dvisvabhava and Chara Rashi. So 2640 Gemini to 320 Cancer, that will all be Vargotama. Similarly, you can look at Sagittarius and 2640 Sagittarius to 320 Capricorn, and 2640 Pisces to 320 of Aries. So these Vargotamas are very interesting and extremely powerful. Of course, we all in Jyotish have to look at multiple factors. This is the thing with Vedic astrology. It's like a yoga of the mind. It twists and turns, and you have to look at multiple factors. But if you have planets in Vargotama, you should consider them as a starting point to be strong. What they are outside, they are inside. But then you have to see the subtle factors in it to see how strong is strong, how good is good. Because strong doesn't necessarily mean good. It just means somebody is strong. So for example, if the planet is not the best planet for your ascendant, then you may not know how to work with it properly, how to use the energy properly. So that is something that you have to learn and develop your skill, how to deal with that energy. But it is still strong, and generally I have seen that Vargotamas, if they are well used, and they are a force for good. And the rule is that if you have 4 Vargotama planets, then it is possible for you to be like a king. But even if you have 1 Vargotama planet, then it is a power position. And of course, if you get a dasha or a bhukti sabdasha of that planet, then that is the time the strength will come to be. Now, I do also look at an extra concept which is called Varga Vargotama. I will not go into that, but basically if you have a planet in a Rashi and in a particular Varga, it's in the same sign, it is a strength position. And this was given in Sri Iyer's book, and I have been following it for many years. And so that I call it Varga Vargotama. And I'm writing a book on Vargas. I'll be mentioning, it's not ready as yet, but I've talked about it. So if you say have a planet in, say, Sun in Aries in Rashi, and it goes into Aries in the Shamsha, which is to do with career, then you should regard it as a power position specifically for that Varga. Whereas when you're looking at pure Vargotama, that means Rashi Navamsha, then it is a strong position for the planet. So I'm just going to go over all the 12 positions. So by 12 positions are there. And one of the things that I'd like you to start watching is also these Vargotamas by transit. And one of the reasons I'm making this recording is that I'm going to be adding this to my transit reports, that planet is Vargotama for such and such date. Then you can read the come and listen to this recording and get to know what Vargotama is if you don't know. So anyway, we start with the first Vargotama, 0 to 320 of Aries. Now this is where 2 points you have to take into account. One is that the start of Aries is Gandanta. So that means that you could have a planet Vargotama, but also at the start of Aries. So you have to be conscious of that. It is strong yet unsettled. If it is right at the start, up to 48 minutes of Aries, it's still Vargotama, it still has a certain power, but there's some unsettled energy there. And in, of course, Sun is exalted Vargotama, and Saturn will be debilitated Vargotama. Now Saturn in Aries is very angry and frustrated and wanting to do things done very fast. So if you have Saturn in Aries Vargotama, that means that you're in a rush to get things done, and you get frustrated and irritable easily. If you slow yourself down a little bit and understand what you're trying to achieve and not be angry at just everything and frustrated at everything, you may find that that is a good energy. Secondly, Saturn does well when he does slow. So when Saturn is in Aries and then he's Vargotama, then that is a factor. I have found that debilitated planets always cause health issues. So, Saturn in Aries and Vargotama can give health issues. The second Vargotama we get is in Taurus, 1320 to 1640 of Taurus. Now this is a very sweet spot because this is also Pushkara. My next video is on Pushkara, so you can follow these one after the other. But Pushkara is this very special place of healing and positivity. And this is a fixed sign, Taurus. It's a nurturing, positive sign. No planet is, Rahu can be exalted in Taurus, but otherwise, and Ketu debilitated. Those are the 2 planets that you would look at in Taurus for exaltation, debilitation. But Moon is exalted, not at that degree, but Moon will be very comfortable in Taurus, in Vargotama. if he's in Taurus generally, but if he's Vargotama, and it's being nurtured and the mind is steady and sthira. But there's no other planet. Rahu feels very empowered. He wants all the material things, the comfort Taurus brings, whereas Ketu can feel guilty about its pleasures and comforts and wants to let go of things. Then we come to Gemini Vargotama. Gemini Vargotama is at the end of Gemini, 2640 to 30. And remember that these Dvisabhava signs merge into Chara Rashi, which is also Vargotama. So there's a double Vargotama there, the two signs. So like the year I was born, all years Shani was Vargotama. So all my friends my similar age have Saturn Vargotama at that time, because there was a long Vargotama spell. This coming year, in 2019, Rahu is going to be Vargotama, because Rahu is going to go Cancer and retrograde back to Gemini, so it will be a long Vargotama. And one of the reasons that I did this Vargotama class is because I wanted to talk about that in the Rahu section, so you'll see that as a separate video. But so anyway, Gemini is very nice. It's Gemini, Gemini, double Gemini. So it's a very nice position for it to be multitasking, doing many things. Gemini is all about intellect. So all planets do really well. I would say Mars can be a bit uncomfortable in Gemini, because he's a warrior planet. He needs to take action. So if he's overthinking things, then you can't fight a war. If you're a warrior, you have to go and fight. And if you think about it, then you may think, oh no, maybe I shouldn't do it. So this is the thing with Mars. But generally any planet will be multitasking, doing many things. Mercury, of course, does the best in Gemini, and so being Vargotama, that is a very good position for it. After that, we come straight into Cancer Vargotama, and that is 0 to 320 of Cancer. And Cancer Vargotama is where Mars is debilitated and Jupiter is exalted. Both of them not exact degrees of exaltation, debilitation, but what happens is that Jupiter exalted in Cancer in this pada is very special, because it's just before its next pada where it's 5 degrees of Cancer where it's exalted. But this pada 0 to 320 of Cancer is exalted. It is Pushkara. It's Vargotama. So, certain areas of the chart are very highly blessed. So if you have Jupiter there, or if you have Moon there also, that is very good. Mars is debilitated, but the fact that it is Vargotama and Pushkara is not the worst energy. Mars in Cancer, it can waste its energy. That's what I've noticed. And Mars' exact degree of debilitation is 28 degrees. So that's not a Vargotama position. So the Vargotama stabilizes it. It will make things strong for Mars, stronger, we should say, and it also helps to deal with it. But one thing, always remember, when Mars is in Cancer, you're overdoing things, your energy level, you're wasting your energy. So try to focus on things, focus, of course, which house it rules. There may be some issues there. There can be lack of confidence because you're not focusing. I find when people with Mars debilitated focus, then they can get a lot achieved. The next Vargotama is in Leo. And in Leo, again, there's no exaltation, debilitation. It's 1320 to 1640 Leo, and Sun is very strong in Leo. That would be the best planet there. But all planets do well. They get a little royal touch. They become strong there. And they feel very empowered by being there. I would say of all the planets, Saturn doesn't do well, because Saturn is the democratic planet. He doesn't like autocracy and ego and all that, but he can develop it. So when he's in Leo, he feels uncomfortable. Usually Saturn in fire signs, and especially Aries and Leo, not his best position. But Vargotama, again, that can make the situation better. So Virgo Vargotama is from 26 degrees 40 to 30 degrees of Virgo. And this is in harmony with the Libra Vargotama because they are side by side. But Virgo is the only sign where Venus is in the exact degree, 27 degrees of Virgo, where Venus is debilitated. And no other planet gets exalted or debilitated in their own signs. Just Venus is debilitated Vargotama. But don't think that that is a weak Venus. We can be very fussy, critical, over-analytical, especially regarding relationships, but they can have a great eye for beauty. They can understand something good at business as well, good at numbers, good business people with the Venus Vargotama. Always remember that, and in Virgo, Venus debilitated Vargotama. Always remember debilitated planets will give health issues, but they are not totally dysfunctional. I have seen that Sage Parashar gives them 0 points. That they have no energy, but in practice what it is that they have no energy to do what they are meant to do. They can do something different. So I'll do a separate video on debilitated planets. But what you have to understand is that Venus in Virgo, very beautiful people, but they can be very super fussy. Same thing with exalted Mercury in Virgo as well, because they want to analyze and they want to get the most out of the situation. So that is something to be conscious of. And also to look at Saturn does well in Virgo, and so does Mars. Mars, he does well in Virgo because Mars as a commander-in-chief has to analyze and strategize and plan things. So Mars doesn't do so well in Gemini Vargotama because Gemini is more fun-loving and wants to do multiple things. Whereas Virgo, where strategy is important, you'll see that Mars does very well. Although each planet has multiple roles to play, so maybe some things he's not doing well, but on this factor this is good. But most planets will do well in the Virgo Vargotama, but they will have that very analytical skill and perfectionist. Those are the qualities of Virgo. Then we go on to Libra Vargotama, and that is 0 to 320 of Libra. And so Saturn is exalted here. So in Virgo Vargotama, Saturn is almost coming to its exaltation. So it's very powerful. And then in Libra, Saturn is exalted in Rashi and Navamsha both, so Saturn does extremely well there. And where Saturn is strong, then Sun is not going to be strong. But what happens is Sun is not this egoistical, commanding Sun. He's actually, when you have Libra, you're more friendly, easy to get along with, trying to find balance and harmony, which is not what the Sun actually wants to do. But as a Vargotama position, it brings strength to him. And then we have Venus in its own sign. That is a good position to for Venus. Then we come to Scorpio Vargotama. Scorpio is 1320 to 1640. That is in the middle of Scorpio. Moon doesn't do very well, but if it is Vargotama, it slightly lifts its energy. The thing is this is Anuradha Nakshatra, and Anuradha is a very special place within Scorpio. So Jupiter, Mars of course will be strong planets that do well here. But Moon, you have to be a bit careful, but it is very intense, very powerful. But if you are doing the negative thing, then Moon can be vengeful and secretive. But normally anything in Vargotama settles it down. And then we come to Sagittarius Vargotama. Now that is another sweet spot because that is Vargotama. It is also Pushkara. Remember earlier on I said Taurus Vargotama was Pushkara. Not every Vargotama is Pushkara. So here we see that we get Sagittarius 2640 to 30 degrees and going on to Capricorn, but it's only the Sagittarius Pada that is Vargotama and Pushkara. And Jupiter, of course, does extremely well there. There's no exaltation, debilitation of planets. And we will see Saturn go through Pushkara in the next few months when it goes actually go into Vargotama, not end of 2019. But obviously Sun does well in Sagittarius, and so the Pushkara as well as Vargotama, it's the spiritual warrior, is a strong position. Now Capricorn, it's very interesting for Jupiter. Sagittarius is strong, going into Capricorn you go debilitated Vargotama. Although Jupiter's exact debilitation is 5 degrees, it is not in that, but Jupiter debilitated Vargotama means, you know, the guru has become more practical, more commercial, and sometimes the mirror has got dusty. So you need to cleanse yourself, do some tapas, do some spiritual thing. Doesn't take away the quality of Jupiter. It's just a more practical Jupiter, and is strong by Vargotama. But we have to think about the health factors with Jupiter. Of course, Mars is exalted Vargotama, very powerful, very strong. Saturn will be in its own sign. And next year, 2019, will be one of those years, 2020, sorry, not 2019, when Saturn will go into first Sagittarius Vargotama, then Capricorn Vargotama. So for a long period, Saturn will be Vargotama by transit. So children born at that time will have a powerful Saturn. Then Aquarius Vargotama, in the middle of Aquarius, again, no planet is exalted, debilitated. Rahu is in its own sign in Aquarius. That's what I like to think as a co-ruler of Aquarius. So Rahu does well in Aquarius. And but generally, you know, Aquarius is about world view, not about personal view. So if you are thinking about how to make the world better, if you're thinking about working on a high spiritual vibration, then you'll find this Vargotama Aquarius very powerful. Of course, Saturn is in its own sign as well. And Venus will do well as well in this Vargotama. So final Vargotama is Pisces, and of course Jupiter is in its own sign. Venus is exalted, exact degree of exaltation for Venus. Venus will be Vargotama, it's 2640 to 30 degrees. Again, that position you have to be careful that is it Gandanta as well, because right at the edge there, this is the only Vargotama that is a possibility of Gandanta. Pisces, Aries, Gandanta, and so we need to watch for that. Planets placed there, they're still strong yet complicated. Planet in Gandanta is complicated, planet in Pisces is in Vargotama is strong. So it's not, Gandanta is not a weakness, it's a complication. So you have to understand that. And secondly, Mercury is debilitated. Why is Mercury debilitated in Pisces? Because you can't analyze your way out of such high spiritual thinking. So in this Vargotama, Pisces can be very full of ideas, and Mercury can be very mystical and spiritual, yet not very practical. So if you have Mercury in Pisces and it's Vargotama as well, then it's a good idea to be practical, or to think about some practical ways to deal with life. And watch for the Gandanta. And Venus is beautiful in Pisces and Vargotama because it is thinking about the future, is creating something for the future for you. It's artistic, creative, loving, pure, but you have to be careful about the Gandanta degree. So this is all what the effect is. And on my in my website I have a page called library. And if you go to library, I'll put the link below. You can find an article on Vargotama, quite an advanced article. You may find that quite interesting to read. And also what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be following the transits and their Vargotama positions as well. So then you can always refer to this article, this video, to see what is the Vargotama. But think of these as power positions, and if you have more than one Vargotama, you're very lucky. One is good. Sometimes I see people have two Vargotamas and lot of difficult planets, but their life is positive because these Vargotama planets hold the chart together. So thank you for listening again, and thank you for appreciating. Please keep on giving me ideas for more videos to make, and check out my website komela.com. And there are articles there in the library and festivals and lots of stuff there for you to see. And I shall be seeing you soon. Thank you.